Julia Chinello, you're out and about lady here in New Zealand. Anytime, any day, that's my humble name. So for those of you who have sticked by me, thank you so much for supporting me, and I do not take it for granted. And for those of you that are stopping by or seeing this face for the first time, I basically talk about New Zealand, what living, working, studying here is all about. I give you the situational report, and the main reason why I've taken this upon myself is on my migration here. I didn't really see that situational report like people's experience. I didn't have access to a lot of such information, so I'm sharing my life experience here in New Zealand and giving you that situational report so that you make that informed decision if you would like it here or not. So if that sounds like what you would like, hit on that subscription button, thumb up, turn the notification bell so that you do not miss anything from this channel. So on today's blog, I'm super excited that finally I have made the research, I have compiled the cities, and in few minutes you guys will have it. You guys know since New Zealand opened her borders, and a lot of you guys have put application, most of you guys have gotten student visa, some accredited employers work visa, and the most question I say in my emails, some of you asking, Juliet, please can you help us with the city we should move to as starters? Which city can I move to with my family that I could easily access job, that my partner or myself that we could easily access job, and the kids have amenities that we could generally settle down and gradually start up our Kiwi dream. So I have done that compilation for you, and I would share the rationale I use in coming up to these 7 cheapest cities, or the 7 cities in New Zealand that I considered relatively cheaper compared to others. So the rationale I use is more of job availability. Of course, there should be job if what is bringing you here is not job, and also closeness or proximity to amenities like school for those of you that are coming here to school, and that sort of thing. So, and also look at living the looked at some website or agencies that are into comparing standard of living, like living.co.org. So I made that comparison using a whole lot of factor and the general quality of life and things like that. So we'll get started, guys, and you will make that informed decision and pick from any of those 7 cities to move your family to if there is nothing taking you to any exact destination. So let me know what you think. I will be on the comment section, and I'm happy to rub mind with anyone that thinks that this other city or the one he or she is living in should have made it to this list but didn't make it. Let's rub mind in the comment section, guys. The first out of the 7 cheapest cities to live in New Zealand that we'll be discussing today is the city of Wanganui. The city of Wanganui has a population of about 47,300 people living in it. The average cost of living per person is about 2,208, and the quality of life is about 61%. Wanganui is located at the west coast of the North Island at the mouth of Wanganui River, New Zealand's longest navigable waterway. It's located only a short drive north of Auckland. Wanganui is perfect spot to settle in for any backpacker with a car. It is the gateway to the stunning Bay of Island, and it offered the proximity to New Zealand's biggest city without the cost of its expensive lifestyle. So if you want a city life at a bargain, the city of Wanganui is a place to consider. The second affordable city that we'll be talking about today is Rotorua. Rotorua has an average cost of living around 2,409 per person on monthly basis, and the quality of life is around 62%. You would see on the screen the essentials further broken down for you to know how the expenses added up to the amount. So Roto-vegas, as it is known by the locals, provide endless opportunities from adrenaline junkies and nature lovers alike without the price tag of the big city. The third affordable city to start a life here in New Zealand that we'll be talking about today is Napier, Hastings. The average cost of living in Napier, Hastings is 3,186, and the quality of life is 63%. New Zealand high-end wine country is surprisingly cheap to live in. All cost of life indicators are pointing down, making Napier Hastings a serious contender for a cheap lifestyle. Hawke's Bay is already a backpacker magnet around the end of summer where picking jobs are plentiful. The cheap cost of life is just a bonus as Napier Hastings offer life under the average cost of living in New Zealand. So if you want to further check how the essentials are broken down, I put it on the screen for you to have a second look. So over to the fourth cheap city that you can start a life in New Zealand here from is Palmerston North. Manawatu is probably the most underrated region on New Zealand's North Island, often only driven through. The region has a lot to offer with mountains, rivers to explore. Palmerston North has cheap accommodations from hostels, flats, and everything in between, and is, of course, a place to consider, especially if you want to study and live in an affordable community. The average cost of living in Palmerston North is 2,692, and the quality of life is as high as 80%. So if you are keen to give Palmy a try, go for it. The fifth affordable city to live here in New Zealand that we'll be discussing today is Hamilton. Hamilton average cost of living per person is about 2,854 monthly, and the quality of life is as high as 82%. Hamilton is located only 1 hour 45 minutes drive from bustling Auckland, yet it benefits from a cost of life almost 40% lower or cheaper compared to Auckland City. In the city, there is plenty of retail jobs and surrounding farming jobs in dairy industry. Hamilton is also a fantastic hub for trip to Whanganui, the Scoff Minka of New Zealand, Hobbiton in Manawatu, the Watamu Cave, and countless other scenic places that you could visit. And the sixth city that we'll be talking about today that is equally affordable to start up your life here in New Zealand is Invercargill. Invercargill has got a population of about 50,200 people living in it, and the average cost of living is about 3,279 per person on a monthly base, and the quality of life is about 65%. Invercargill is a city near south tip of New Zealand on the South Island. It is a gateway to wilderness area including Stewart Island with its Rotorua track, Queen's Park features, flower displays, sport facilities. In town, the Richardson Transport World features a vast collection of vintage automobiles. To the southeast, Watuna Lagoon is a home to abundant bird life and also tourist attraction. So, if you want another town that you can afford, Invercargill is one to consider. And just as I have always done, the display of the essentials that you are likely to spend your money on is displayed on the screen. So the last but not the least that we'll be talking about today is Christchurch City. The South Island biggest city is the first of New Zealand top 3 cities to enter this ranking today. If you need city life at a bargain price, Christchurch is for you. With its lower rent and overall cost of life compared to its counterparts like Wellington and Auckland, the city has plenty of jobs to offer. Keen backpackers from construction jobs to retail and hospitality not left out. For nature lovers with a car, the Bank Peninsula and Otter Pass are only a short drive away and never fail to impress. For an even lower cost of living, consider Christchurch outer suburb. The average cost of living in Christchurch is about 2,950 per person, 2,950 per person on a monthly basis. Quality of life is as high as 87%, and it has got the highest quality of life among the 7 cities we looked at today. So please use the comment section if you think that the city you are living in should have made it to the top 7 cheapest cities to live in New Zealand and you didn't hear me mention it. Please use the comment section and let me know. And if you have further queries, please also use the comment section and we will rub minds together so that those of you that are looking to get the cheapest or the most affordable place here in New Zealand will make that informed decision to get their Kiwi dream started. Bye for now. See you guys in my next video.